And a little introductory. My name is Carlton Cartwright. I'm the Executive Director for the Children's Coalition Incorporated. We are at the Veterans Affairs Medical Center here in West Palm Beach, Florida, and we're here interviewing
Bob Johnson.
Bob Johnson. Hey Bob, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good, good. And today's date is November 27th, 2012. Bob, what is your birth date?
July 20th, 1957.
And what is your current address?
4013 Heath Circle North, West Palm Beach, Florida.
Okay,
33407.
gotcha. And what branch of the service were you in?
United States Army.
Okay. What was your rank when you separated?
Staff Sergeant.
Staff Sergeant. Okay. Where did you serve, Bob?
Went in 1976 I was in Fort Bragg, North Carolina from 1976 to 1986. And from 1986 to 1991, I was at Miami Recruiting Battalion with duty at North Palm Beach, Florida.
Gotcha.
And from 1991 to 1992, I was on the German-Holland border, a little town called Zergel,
Okay.
out the 552nd Artillery Unit.
What did you do before you went into service?
I was high school,
Okay, where was that?
Union Springs, Alabama.
Okay, is that where you were born?
Yes.
All right, okay. And obviously, I guess you graduated. Did you get any college before you went into service?
No.
All right.
I went straight out of high school into the military.
And where did you process in?
I processed in Dothan, Alabama.
Okay, all right. Where was basic training?
Basic training was in, oh my God, it's been so long, I can't remember.
Had to go back.
Basic training was in Fort Ord, California.
Oh, okay, all right. And how long were you there?
I was there for about 16 weeks with basic training and advanced individual training as a truck driver.
Oh, okay, all right, all right. And what was that like? How were your instructors?
Well, back then it was really great. I was very active when I was in high school. I played basketball, football, and little tennis, and running was no problem for me. I used to maximize the physical fitness tests. I was young, thin, and ready to serve.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, so you were stationed in Fort Ord? That was where basic training was?
Actually, basic training and AIT in Fort Ord. And then I left there, I went to Fort Benning, Georgia to jump school.
Okay. How long was that?
Jump school was 3.5 weeks for me.
Okay.
And after jump school, I was assigned to Fort Bragg, North Carolina.
Uh-huh. Okay. And how long were you there?
I was there for 10.5 years.
Wow. Straight?
Yes.
So what did you do that entire time? Tell me about that whole period.
Well, I was a young private first class.
How old were you?
I was 18 years old.
Okay.
And from there, I was a truck driver, a Jeep driver rather. Then I went back to infantry school to Fort Benning, Georgia. And back to Fort Bragg I went. I was stationed with the headquarters, 82nd Combat Aviation Battalion, 82nd Airborne Division. And I stayed there for 10 years. I was from one unit to another in the division.
What did you do?
I was an infantry fighting soldier. From there I became a supply clerk, and I became a supply sergeant, and I became a platoon leader, Pathfinder platoons. And
Pathfinder?
Yes, Pathfinder platoons.
Okay.
I was assigned from headquarters to Aviation Battalion to the 1st 17 Cav. And back from the 1st 17 Cav back to headquarters company, the Aviation Battalion. It was a helicopter unit.
Okay. So while you were stationed there, did you travel? Would you go home, communicate? Or did you stay in touch with your family?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I was actually went home like about once a year.
Oh, okay.
For the first 5 years I was there.
Right. You went back to
Alabama. I traveled, drove back there like once a year for a summer vacation.
Okay.
To visit my family, and then back to North Carolina. I was kind of homesick. You know, I was raised in Alabama. Only place I've ever been was Georgia and Florida when I was a kid.
Right.
And once I joined the military, it gave me a chance to see the world.
So where'd you go?
I went to Germany.
Oh, okay.
I went to Italy.
Was that on vacation, or did you deploy there, or did you?
I deployed there for exercises.
Okay.
I went to
Germany, Italy.
Korea.
Uh-huh.
I went to, Egypt. Went to the Sinai Peninsula. I went pretty much all over the United States. We traveled from California to Washington, Las Vegas, Nevada, Utah, Wyoming, North and South Dakota. Left there, went back to Saginaw, Michigan. From Michigan back to North Carolina. Went to training in Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Went to supply school there. Had a chance to visit several other parts of South Carolina while I was there. Greenville, Pamplico, Florence, south of the border. Pamplico, South Carolina.
Oh, okay. Florence, what?
Florence, South Carolina.
Okay.
Charleston, South Carolina.
Right.
Back to North Carolina, I was, again, got a chance to visit Raleigh, Durham, Wilmington, Spring Hill, North Carolina, and home was Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Okay.
Home of the airborne.
So, did you mention all the places that you went in the Pacific Theater?
Korea. I went
Yeah.
to Korea. Went there on some exercises twice. I went to Panama. Went to, oh gosh, what did I go to?
Did you make it to the Philippines or
No, I didn't get to the Philippines.
Hawaii?
Hawaii, I went there. We made one stop in Hawaii.
Okay.
We got off the plane there and stretched our legs and back on the plane again. So, Hawaii wasn't vacation time for us.
Gotcha.
But Korea was wonderful. I had a great time there.
Yeah.
Most of the time we spent was training. I got a chance to see some of their sites while I was visiting. Germany was one of my exciting trips. I had a chance to tour Germany a lot.
Okay.
Hamburg, Stuttgart, Frankfurt, Berlin, all those little small sites that we went to see. Had a chance to taste their delicacy, their food. Had a very good time with that Oktoberfest.
Okay.
Holland was another exciting trip. Went to Amsterdam.
Right.
It was great.
Okay.
I don't think if it hadn't been for the military, I would have had a chance to see all the beautiful sights. And
Gotcha. So you got to you were able to take advantage of work and play.
yes,
Got it. Okay. So the two jobs that you said you had were truck driver and paratrooper?
infantryman, supply,
Oh,
and truck driver.
okay. You four.
Well, actually, and also a recruiter. I was a recruiter, and
Okay.
I spent 5 years at the Miami Recruit Battalion
Okay.
with duty here at North Palm Beach, Florida.
Okay. All right. Let's see now. Where does that leave us? So, oh, by the way, were you drafted or were you enlisted?
I enlisted.
Okay. All right. And tell me, recall first days. So I take it, all through your training days, your instructors, how'd you get along with your peers and officers anyway?
Well, pretty much great. I had my father was very, I'd say, direct, and he taught us to be respectful. And I guess that helped me tailor my military career.
Okay.
I can take order as well as give an order. I never had a problem with any of my superiors, or never been reprimanded that much for anything that I've done wrong. I had a wonderful.
None of that UCMJ stuff, huh?
Never had an Article 15 or. The only trouble I ever had was I was late once for formation.
Okay.
and that was, I traveled, I was home for like 30 days and trying to rush back, and I overslept at a rest stop.
That happened to me once.
But after
The
that,
very beginning, yeah. That was the end of that.
verbal counseling it was enough to
Right.
set me straight.
Did you see any combat?
I went to Grenada. We got there. My job was there was I was an ammunition NCO at the time. And
Right.
we just unloaded all the ammunition and put the helicopters together, and I was back to North Carolina.
And that was it?
Yes.
So any casualties? Did you see any casualties?
I saw a couple of friends that got wounded, and a close buddy of mine got killed in Grenada.
Okay. Okay. Well, tell me about a couple of so you were never a prisoner of war or anything?
No.
Okay. Tell me about a couple of your most memorable experiences in the service.
My most memorable time that I've had in the military was we had a reforge, and on this jump we had over 3,000 paratroopers in the sky at one time.
Right.
And to be part of something of that magnitude was, it was.
Where were you?
Was in Fort Irving, California, and to see something like that happen, it was breathtaking. And I happened to jump with those guys at that time. It was awesome. I mean, to get up there and you see the sky is full of just.
Pack.
It was. I mean, it makes your heart just skip a beat.
Right.
I mean, it was breathtaking.
Huh?
It was breathtaking.
Okay. Yeah. I bet it was. Got another one?
Well, another good time, Panama.
Okay.
We got there, we did we call it JOTC, jungle exercise. After the training was over, we had a time to visit the city and had a chance to see their culture, and to try some exotic foods and see all the pretty girls. It was another great time that we had. That's my fault.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Most of the time guys talk about the things they've done. I really enjoyed seeing pretty girls and listen to things they've accomplished and things they've done in their life. And my mother taught us young how to cook. Actually taught us how to take care of ourselves.
Right.
Coming up as a young man. And different culture have different food, and I love trying different food. And the wild boar is something that I tried here in the States.
Right.
To try a monkey and as a delicacy. I've tried snake meat with them. It was great.
Right.
And we had different seafood. I learned to love seafood because of the way they do seafoods in Panama.
Okay.
I love to eat, and right now because of that, they cook for my family. Okay. I do 95% of the cooking.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I got you. Tell me about your awards and citations.
Well, I've had the receive Army Commendation several times. I have Army Commendation with 4 Oak Leaf clusters, and wow. The Military Service Medal, I received that when I took early retirement.
Right.
The Army Service Ribbon, my most prestige award that I really cherish is my jump wings. You can do a good job and receive awards in the military, but to receive those wings on your chest, you have to really earn those.
Right.
I had to do 5 jumps and 1 night jump. And to exit from an aircraft in pitch black dark, it's a really scary sight. But I earned those and I cherish those for the rest of my life. I've always been affiliated with paratroopers.
Right.
On my record, it shows that I have 478 jumps. I went to a disability board about...
Any legs left?
Well, my knees are shot. I just found out that I need to have a double knee surgery. Both knees need to be replaced. My record showed I had 478 jumps, but they showed that I had 491 jumps on on record.
Okay. Missed a few, huh?
Well, I must have missed a few.
Yeah.
My record shows I had 470. I thought I counted pretty good in
Right.
those days. But to serve 10 and a half years in the airborne division in something, I had to love it to stay there for that length of time.
Right.
Most soldiers that goes to an airborne division stay there for 1 or 2 tours.
Yeah.
But I stayed 10 years. And I really, really enjoyed being a paratrooper.
Okay, so you weren't a POW,
No.
but okay, right. All right, so how did you stay in touch with your family while you were?
Well, we stayed in communication by writing and also by phone. My mother wrote a lot. She had 3 boys and 2 girls, and 2 of her boys in the military.
Okay.
And I was at Fort Bragg most of the time. My other brother was in Germany, and the cost of calling was pretty expensive back in the day.
Right.
So we wrote a lot.
Gotcha.
And then, me being in the airborne division, we in the field a lot. And at night, you couldn't talk on phone then, so we had to write.
Right.
So, to receive mail from them while you out in the woods was something precious at the time.
Yeah. I got you. Did you always have plenty of supplies? Yeah. You always have all the supplies that you needed throughout?
Well, yes, we did. The unit I was with, they took very good care of their soldiers. I mean, in the 82nd Airborne Division, you were challenged to be any place in the world within 18 hours.
What?
You was challenged to be anywhere in the world within 18 hours. If anything kicked off, we could be there in 18 hours.
Oh, okay.
And we stayed ready at all times, so therefore everything you needed was provided for you.
Gotcha.
So we kept a bag packed at all times. And financially, I stayed ready. My father taught us that there would be plenty of rainy days. And, he said that if you want to be ahead of the ball game, whenever you get paid, always put 25 cents of your dollar away. So I practiced that on myself by putting 50 cents away. So
Okay.
I kept half of what I made for myself and put half away for a rainy day.
Gotcha.
Therefore, I never had a financial problem, and I don't have one today.
Gotcha. Congratulations. Well, you told me about the food already, so you've had great success with the food experience.
Yes, I have.
Right.
My wife told me right now, she said, I don't care what they say, my husband loves to cook, let him cook.
Okay. What did you do for entertainment?
Entertainment, I love running. I used to run a lot and ride bike, and I like fast cars.
Okay.
I've always owned a Mustang. My first Mustang was a 66 Mustang.
Wow.
And from my first Mustang I had was an old one, but I worked on it. It looked new. I sold it for a pretty penny, and I got another one. I had a 1979 Mustang, I had a 1981, 1982, a 1987, 2002, and a 2005 Mustang.
Okay. All right. Did you see any entertainers that visited the bases or wherever you were at?
Well, there were a lot of boxers
Oh.
came to Fort Bragg. I had a chance to spend some time with Sugar Ray Leonard.
I did too.
There was a professional weightlifter, Mike Ashley.
Okay.
I went to a lot of concerts while I was there. I had he was just right there. I forgot.
Take your time.
He passed away not long ago. Luther Vandross.
Oh, okay.
I had a chance to follow him from Michigan, Carolinas, and went to see him at the Coliseum there, and he came to Miami and Fort Lauderdale. He was, I love his music. I follow him a lot.
Right.
And I love jazz music, Spyro Gyro, Kenny G was another guy I listened to. I went to a couple concerts of his. But overseas, I didn't have a chance to see a lot of entertainers over there.
Okay. Because you were working.
Yes.
Right.
The unit I was with, I was transferred there for a 2-year tour. And I ended up spending 1 year, 13 months there. And my family didn't accomplish me there, so didn't have a chance to party a lot.
Right.
It was all work there, no play.
Gotcha. Okay. So what did you do while you were on leave when you went on leave? Where did you travel while we talked about a lot of places, but tell me a little bit more. Well, I mean, you really did cover everything, but anything you leave out about your traveling and R&R?
Traveling, like I said, I went home once a year. I tried to spend a month, most of a month there with my family.
Right.
And then traveling there, well, Mom and I used to meet in Columbus, Georgia to visit some of my relatives there. I spent some time in Carolinas, South Carolina. My mother came to Charleston to visit, met there. We left there and went to Atlanta to visit some relatives there, and then made our way back to Alabama. My hometown is only 21 miles from Tuskegee.
Okay.
And I had a lot of my relatives that attended Tuskegee Institute back in the day, which is now Tuskegee University.
Right.
Had a chance to see the Commodores.
Okay.
They're some of my hometown favorite. Lionel Richie, Bill Williams, Bill King, and his family from Tuskegee.
Right.
We're going back some years now.
I hear you. Who's Bill Williams and Bill King?
Bill King is one of the Commodores.
Oh, okay.
And, Bill Williams was married to Bill's sister.
Okay.
She was to be one of my little, I guess I would say she wasn't a sweetheart, but I had a crush on her. And Lionel was, he was one of the top singers back in the day.
Right, absolutely, yeah.
Let's see. Gosh. It's been over 30 years now.
Yes, hello, yeah. Didn't sneak up on you, yeah.
I'm telling you.
Okay, so I think I asked you did I ask you about officers and your peers?
Yes.
Okay. You got along with everybody overall?
Got along fine.
Gotcha. Did you keep a diary?
No, I didn't.
Okay. All right. So how many years, you were in altogether what?
I was in 15 and a half years active, and I did almost 5 years reserve time.
You still in the reserve?
No.
Okay. So, okay. All right. Where'd you do your reserve? Here?
Miami, Florida.
Okay. All right. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, so on as far as your active duty is concerned, the final days in service, where were you?
I was stationed in, like I said, Fort Bragg for 10.5 years.
Okay.
I left there. I came to Miami Recruiter Battalion for 5 years. And then I went.
That was reserve, though?
No, that's active duty.
Oh, okay. In Miami?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
I was assigned to the Miami Recruiting Battalion with duty at North Palm Beach.
What was that like? How was the recruiting?
Well, recruiting was an adventure. I came out here. When I got to recruiting back in 1986.
Now, you were attached to Miami, but you were doing it here in North Palm?
No, I was stationed in Miami, but I was assigned to a Miami Recruiting Battalion. North Palm Beach recruiting station.
Okay.
But the base was in Miami.
Okay.
It was great. I enjoyed it.
So were you recruiting down there or up here?
I was recruiting up here.
Gotcha.
My territory at the time was Tequesta, Florida, to West Palm Beach.
Okay.
I had a pretty good sized area. But so my first assignment was Jupiter. They put a black recruiter in a predominantly white area.
How'd that go?
Well, actually, they assigned me for failure. They knew that I wanted to go make it out there, and I proved them wrong.
Okay.
I was a young soldier, came from 82nd Airborne Division. You got these wings on your chest and these shiny jump boots, clean haircut. People wanted to know more about you. And they had an ROTC program at Jupiter High School, which had a previous colonel that came from 82nd.
Okay.
So he actually fed me, my recruit.
There you go.
So I came out for a 2-year tour and ended up staying 5 years. So I had a great time. You know,
Okay.
you had the awards you received in recruiting was the gold badge, a silver badge, up to a gold ring.
Right.
I came out here. My goal was to get the ring. I had my eye on the ring, and I received the ring within 2 years.
Okay.
So I did good. I got
Congratulations.
the gold badge the first year,
Uh-huh.
and it was you receive your awards by the boost you feel. And I made mission, well, you can say quota every month.
Uh-huh.
So I was very successful. Like I said, I'm staying 5 years on a 2-year tour.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so you separated here, right?
No, I left here,
Okay.
Miami, and went to Germany.
Oh.
And then I took early retirement in Germany.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, you took early retirement?
Yes, took early retirement.
Okay, so what was it like the last days, and you ending one way of life and you beginning another?
Well, it was scary. You know, I came out of high school and joined the military. And then to leave the military and go out in the world to compete for jobs, and it was really scary.
Right.
But, my parents didn't create any failures at all. And, something that my family taught me, that God paved your own destiny. He already got it written down what he wants you to do. And therefore, I came out here, I got back in school, I earned a degree, and
What did you get a degree in?
I have my BS in medical technology.
Okay.
And I did my internship here at the VA. Before we had a hospital here, they had a clinic in Riviera Beach.
Right.
Went there for an internship program, and after that, I finished my degree, and they gave me a job at the VA.
Okay.
And that was March of 1995, and May of 95 I graduated, and they hired me at the VA in May of 95.
Okay. Cool. You've been here ever since?
Ever since.
Gotcha.
And one good thing I do enjoy about that, I told you that I love being a paratrooper. I was born and bred to be a paratrooper. I'm still affiliated with the Airborne Division today.
Oh, okay.
I'm the first chair of the 82nd Airborne Division Association here in Palm Beach County.
Really?
I'm the first black to become the first chair. December the 2nd, I will be the chair and treasurer of that association.
Congratulations. Okay.
So it's an honor for me to hold that chair.
I need for you to introduce me to some more veterans so I can beef up my interview list.
Well, no problem. I can handle it for you.
Great. Good job. Okay. So you used the GI Bill for school.
Yes, I did.
Okay, we got that covered. When you got out of the service, you separated in Germany, you came home, you told me what you did. So we all caught up right up to date as far as what your next career was. Have you maintained any relationships from the service?
I have a
Military,
few
your military friends?
friends that I left the military and that we still maintain communication today. One of them is a paratrooper. We was assigned the same unit back in the 70s.
Right.
And we still communicate. He's retired. He works in Columbia, South Carolina as a social worker.
Okay.
I still maintain communication with him, and we meet once every 2 or 3 years. He's a bike rider, and I was such a so-called bike rider also.
You talking about motorcycles or
Yes,
bicycles?
motorcycle.
Okay, gotcha.
And every now and then we get together, hang out. He come down here in Florida maybe once or twice in 5 years.
Right.
But I normally go by Columbia and we'll holler at him. We still maintain communication by phone.
Okay.
I have another friend of mine that he's retired. He's in Pompano, Florida. He was a mess sergeant, called a food service specialist. He retired and made his home there. We were stationed together here, actually in the Miami Recruiting Battalion.
Okay.
He left and went back to Germany, I think in 86 86, 87.
Right.
And we maintain communication with each other.
Okay.
And we get together some days and ride the Patrick Air Force Base together. But we still maintain communication. Also, we Facebook each other a lot.
Gotcha. Okay.
And the rest of them kind of like faded off.
Faded away, huh? I understand that concept.
But there are some, a lot of guys that I recruited here when I was a recruiter that are employed here at the VA.
Oh, okay.
So we keep a line of communication open, and I see them, periodically here. Some of the people that I recruited come here as veterans for care here at the facility. I have a chance of seeing those guys. But there are some I do see that we cross, path in past history, a past life.
Right. Cool. Okay. Just the last few questions. I really probably roll it up into one. How did your military experience influence your thinking about war or about the military in general? And how did your service and experiences affect your own life?
Well, since I joined the military, I knew that war is all around us, and I know that we are one of the strongest country in the world. And war sometimes is unavoidable. And if it called us to do the job, then that's what we would do, or I would do. Years ago, I felt different about it, but to maintain that superiority, I think we have to show our strength. And like I said, if I had to do it, then to keep my family safe and provide the freedom for them, I would do it. I would be there.
Okay. I'm ready to close, but since we started the conversation before we actually started the interview with, tell me about your injuries.
The injury that I sustained is from jumping. I had a jump one Saturday, and I hit an air pocket, and my chute collapsed on me. I popped my reserve. My reserve inflated, but it got tangled with my main chute, and I had a fall. And I broke my back and my leg and my arm, the same jump. I was in hospital for about 6 months. I overcame that. I went through therapy and did about 11 months, 12 months of therapy. I overcame it. I had to show the military that I could jump again. So I went through this rigorous physical fitness test, and then I had to do 3 more jumps to show them that I could do it. Then I injured myself in 1982 on the jump, and from 82 to 86 I was still jumping. So like I say, I overcame it. In I think in 1990, 1990, I was traveling to Miami, the MEP station, to process some applicants for the military.
Right.
And I lost the feeling of my lower extremities, and I pulled over, and they had to medevac me from the Turnpike to the Homestead Air Force Base.
Right.
And that's when I started having a problem with my back. And at the time, I found out that I had crushed one of my vertebrae. And I think 2 months later, I went in for surgery. One of the vertebrae had cracked right down the middle, and they had to fuse it together and put a cage around my spine to keep the rest of them from cracking. We did that, and my next surgery, major surgery I had, I had to put in 2 rods and some pins to hold that together.
Right.
The next one I did, I had another implant. I kept having some severe back pain. losing feeling in my right leg.
Right.
Pain kept going. They had to, went in and did an implant. I have an implant in my left hip. I have a cable going up to my neck that I control with a remote control. They call it a neurostimulator.
Right.
I have that still, trying to, help control the pain. Broke 2 toes on the jump, and they didn't put any pins in them, so the toes grew back hammered. They had to re-break those and reset them again and try to fix them. And because that War Combat was a lot, the same thing happened the second time. So I did another surgery on those. They took out the bones of those 2 toes. Another one I had was I did an X-ray for my job here, and they saw a spot on my lungs.
Yeah.
They thought I had cancer, so they went to do an autopsy.
Biopsy.
Biopsy. So they cut me and went down behind my breastplate and took part of my lung, and found out I didn't have cancer. Thank the Lord, I didn't have that. They found out that I had something else, something called, let's say, autoimmune disease called sarcoidosis. They don't know how it happened, how I got it, but they discovered that inside of ammunition dumps, they found that this stuff that we was breathing causes the same thing. When I was in Germany, the firefighter duties, we had missiles, some very powerful stuff.
Yeah.
And we had to rotate the missiles in the silos a lot. Therefore, we were subjected to this type of chemicals, and you know how that is. But anyway, I'm still here. I'm still here, so I'm grateful for that.
Well, do you think there's anything we haven't covered?
Well, family.
What about?
I'm married and I have 4 kids.
Okay.
I have 2 boys and 2 girls. I lost my baby girl 3 years ago. She had an autoimmune disease also. She had lupus. And the medication that she was taking for the lupus destroyed her kidneys. It affected her heart, her lungs, and her brain. And she died February, matter of fact, February 2013 will be 4 years.
Right.
I have 3 grandkids. I have a 19-year-old grandson, and I have a 16-year-old granddaughter on the 1st of December, and I have a 15-year-old granddaughter.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I have a wonderful family. I have a wonderful wife, beautiful wife, and my kids are all here with us, except my baby girl, and my grandkids are here with us.
Right.
But we have a wonderful family.
Okay. Just want to thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Thanks for the interview.
You're welcome.
A great interview.